Okay, perfect. All right, so welcome to our first attendees. Welcome to our special webinar. I always say that the subject webinars are special ones, but this is even more special because it's not just a subject webinar, because today we are going to have a webinar which is called Studying in Germany with ESB Business School. So yeah, it's not just about subject, it's about the business school, so which is great. And thank you for joining already, dear attendees. And my name is 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘁. I will be today your co-host / co-moderator. And in other words, as you know, the least interesting person for you during this webinar. But yeah, I'll keep it short, my part. We have some guests from ESB Business School, obviously. And then they will introduce their study program they would like to talk about. And of course, you have a great opportunity to ask your questions, not only to program representatives, but even those who already completed the program, which is a very good add value to you. So ask any questions, what to do during the studies, before the studies, and after the studies, right? So let me now make a short presentation of my part, and then I will hand it over to our guests, and then they will present to you their programs. So ESB Business School, we have Emma Hith, and she's a coordinator of MBA full-time study program. Then we have also 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘪𝘯𝘨 and 𝘱𝘢𝘀𝘪𝘥 who also joined us, and who will also introduce another aspect of the study programs. And then we have also Pia Asarshab, and she's a coordinator of MBA part-time program. We'll get back to them very soon, but now for those who do not know who we are, so we are my German university. And yeah, when it comes to English taught study programs in Germany, it will ring the bell. So we will pop up there, and we have a very nice database with over 2,700 degree programs, mostly English taught study programs in Germany. And our goal is to help international students like you who are aspiring to pursue a degree in Germany, whether it's master's, bachelor's, or particularly MBA studies. And we help through 3 key ways. One of them is our study finder. You can see now on the screens the demo version of our study finder, which has lots of filters and which makes your life easier because you can then find easily the programs, shortlist the programs according to your background, according to your interest, and according to your goals. The second way of helping you is through writing up articles. Also, we have lots of comprehensive articles, obviously regarding topic studying in Germany, but different aspects of that, for example, about visa, about blocked account, for example, articles about scholarships, about letter of motivation writing, CV writing, about fees and costs, dual programs, etc., etc. Lots of fresh topics, lots of interesting topics, and my suggestion would be to, whenever you have time, take a look at them, and of course, they're for free. And last but not least, we also organize webinars. We have around 150 webinars per year. And of course, the topics also vary. It can be, for example, studying in Germany. A general topic is having about scholarships in Germany, about Uni-Assist, and it's, yeah, some of you may have heard about it already, about visa. And the subject webinars also we have, for example, studying physics in Germany, studying mathematics in Germany, studying political science in Germany, engineering, and so on and so forth. And also we have the specific Meet the University also style, where, yeah, like the one you're attending right now, where we have guests from particular university, and then you can ask questions about various programs. All right, great. And our team, we are based in northern Germany. We have just been talking about how gloomy it can sometimes be. So in terms of the weather, of course. But yeah, so we are in Hamburg, in northern Germany, and but we are all over Germany, in different parts of the Germany, and also all over the world. That's why we're counseling in different languages, and you can see some of them now on your screens. Now, as I said, today our guests will introduce 2 study programs. This is how they look like, for example, when you go to our webpage. And yeah, Reutlingen University, ESB Business School, you can allocate yourself also on the map, quite south of Germany, you can see. And yeah, one of the programs that our guests will talk about is MBA full-time study programs, MBA International Management full-time. And when you visit, you can find this program also in our study finder, and then you can click on info package, and then you will find lots of interesting information about this given full-time study program. And you can do the same, of course, for the part-time study program, also in MBA International part-time. By clicking on info package, you'll find lots of interesting information. But of course, today we will get even more information rather than given in this info package. So that was all from my side. Actually, I don't want to talk more because we have people who can talk better about these programs. And now I'm handing over to Emma, and she will start with full-time study program.
Okay, thank you so much, 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘵. Can you see the presentation?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to talk about ESB Business School. I have one alumna with me, 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥, and maybe you'd like to say a few words about yourself in the beginning. And I also see that 𝘱𝘢𝘁𝑎n, a current student, currently in her full-time position at Audi, has joined, and it would be great if you could just say a few words at the beginning before I start the presentation. Is that okay, Lee?
Yes, sure. It's my honor. So I'll just briefly introduce myself. I was a ESB MBA full-time student of the year 2016. And obviously I have successfully accomplished my study and had developed my career further in Germany. So right now I'm working as marketing lead in the company, or it's called 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘪𝘯𝘨 GmbH. It's a spin-off of American Merck. So yeah, and before I was 5 years in consulting in the digital transformation of Deloitte and Accenture. So I think my study in ESB definitely has helped me a lot in my career in Germany. Because before I was working in airline industry, which has nothing to do with digital transformation. And yeah, this program has added lots of credibility for my career transformation. That's why I really appreciate and I want to spread this awesome program to you guys and help you to make your choices. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lee. 𝘱𝘢𝘁𝑎n, are you able to say a few words? Hi.
Yes, sure. I am in a. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay. First of all, I'm sorry. I'm in a business trip and somehow I'm sitting in a very awkward position, so you might not be able to see or at least hear me properly, but pardon me for that. But to introduce myself, I am 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘯𝑥. I come from India, and so I had my bachelor's in mechanical engineering. I finished in 2015. Then I worked in India in multinational corporations for 6-7 years, and then last year, like you guys, right now in the phase of deciding what should you do. Should you come to Germany? Which university? Which course? So last year, I guess in February or March, I had started looking for the courses, and thank God that I have found ESB. So so particularly about the course and how framework and how it is, curriculum wise, maybe Emma will talk about it. But one thing for sure, as Emma said, right now, I am a student as well as I currently join Audi on a permanent position. So definitely I can say that just the name ESB itself, just the curriculum understanding. And so at Audi, I am a procurement specialist. So maybe some of you who are from the mechanical or automobile industry knows that it's a techno-commercial roles. And I was coming from technical background. I never knew anything about business, but I can say that my time at ESB has enriched me with so much business knowledge, and because of that only, at least I can say that I am here in position I am at Audi. So thank you so much for joining, and I surely recommend ESB, to all of the students who would like to pursue their career in Germany.
Thank you so much, 𝘱𝘢𝘁𝑎n. That was a great introduction. And if any of you have any questions for Lee or 𝘱𝘢𝘁𝑎n, write them in the chat. I'm sure they'll be able to answer. Okay, so I'm not sure how much you know about Reutlingen. It's very close to Stuttgart. Here are a few highlights. You can see the typical pictures of the surrounding areas. We have a couple of pictures of Reutlingen, Mercedes, and all of those companies are nearby. But let's get started. So ESB is one of the most renowned business schools in Germany. International, it's one of our key points. We have over 35 years of MBA experience. We're very practice orientated. Most of the programs have this special touch that provides a connection to industry, hands-on. We have guest lecturers coming from very good positions in local and global companies. We do quite well in the ranking, #1 in Germany, most recently. We are part of 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘪𝘯𝘨, which is a public university. We have a very strong alumni network. We also are AACSB accredited, which you may or may not know, only 5% of the business schools carry accreditation. So who should apply? The MBA at ESB Business School, both part-time and full-time, is what you might say is your classical MBA. If you have 2 years of a minimum of 2 years professional experience and looking for an international career focus, either to continue with your current role, position, or to pivot your career with the help of an MBA toolbox. Okay, so our philosophy is we provide you with long-term support for your professional career development. You're going to gain key management and leadership skills, which take into account your prior professional experience. This is an MBA, so this is what it is based on. Innovative lectures with a practical, as I said before, industry relevant, international focus. We pride ourselves on one-to-one coaching and a very good team providing extensive and individual support throughout. The main thing to mention is probably you have the opportunity to establish networks as soon as you, or even before you arrive here at ESB. Okay. It's just some of our accreditations. What stands out for most of our students who come here is our practical approach. So we do have experienced professors and industry experts from leading international companies. We have a very good ESB career center and that connection to industry. And we also offer 2 recruitment fairs per year, which allows students to make that connection to companies. And the companies are coming to look for graduates or for internship students who want to do an internship. And these are very successful. We have over 50 of our corporate partners joining these recruitment events. That's just a visual. I'll leave that up there for a second so you can see who our international corporate partners are, local and international. Okay, specifically to the MBA full-time, I'll just leave the QR code up there. This is the QR code to our homepage, my contact, and also the contact of one of our current students who has said he would be willing to help if you had any questions about the program. Okay. Key facts for the MBA full-time program. Admission requirements. Obviously, you will need a bachelor's degree, a minimum 2 years professional experience, English at C1 level, IELTS 7. You also need, for our program, a GMAT. There's a new GMAT exam that has been introduced, the GMAT Focus, and you require a 515 score on that. We also accept other graduate admissions tests such as the EA, Executive Admissions Test, the CAT, the CAT, which is done in India, and the GRE. We can speak about a GMAT waiver if the candidate has a business management, finance degree, master's degree, or a bachelor's degree with a good German grade equivalent. You'll also need to pass a selection interview. The application deadline for October 2024 start is the 1st of August. The length of the program is 18 months, so 3 semesters, and this includes a company work placement and projects in the 3rd semester. So you are on campus for 1 year with us, and then for the 3rd semester, you will be off in your company and writing the thesis. This is an all English program, so completely taught in English. Available places 20 to 25. The cost of the program in total is €9,600, and there's a small semester contribution around €170. Program content, this is a lot for 1 page, but as I said, you have 3 semesters. The breakdown, the 1st semester you will cover the core business subjects, including accounting, finance, SCM, marketing management, business strategy, leadership, legal frameworks of management, and you will also, if you do not have C1 German, you will have to take part in mandatory German classes. If you do speak very good German, then you can choose from one of our other languages. And that's all in the 1st semester. In the 2nd semester, business research methods, you'll continue with the 2nd phase of your language. And then you will also choose 4 of 10 elective or specialization subjects. And as I said before, the 3rd semester is the industry exposure and academic application. So the company placement and the master's degree. Okay. Application and enrollment. This is where you need a lot of time and patience. First thing you need to do is get your documents together. You will apply via our homepage. There's an online questionnaire that you will fill out. You'll need your CV, 1-page motivation letter, copy of your undergraduate degree, GMAT results or equivalent, proof of your 2 years professional experience, post-bachelor's, and if your first degree was not conducted in English, then also proof English. Now, because we are located in Baden-Württemberg, all applicants with a foreign first degree must apply to the body 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘯𝘨 for recognition of your bachelor's degree. On top of that, if your first degree, your bachelor's degree is from India, Vietnam, or China, you will also have to apply for recognition via the respective APS or in that country. So unfortunately, there's 2 types of verification for our Indian, Vietnamese, China applicants, which we regret, but unfortunately that's how it is. Yes, and as soon as we have all of your documents, we will check and can invite you to an interview. The rest I'm not going to go through. It's just if you want to have this presentation later, all the details are on there. But the most important thing is to get your verification arranged if you are interested in that. And also, if you don't have a GMAT or a GRE, to get that organised, there's still time. Okay, this is just another visual, just so you can see exactly where we are, located in Baden-Württemberg, and how close we are to Stuttgart. And this startup, lots of startup companies around the area, as well as the standard companies, 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥, etc. So lots of opportunities with local companies for your work placement, and then later on also if you're wanting to find a permanent position. On that, finding a permanent position upon graduation, one thing to mention is that you are entitled to an 18-month job seeking visa. So once you graduate, your visa will change to a job seeker visa, and you will have time to look for a position. Okay. And this is 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥, who has already introduced herself. And has said she'd be very helpful, willing to help if you have any questions. Okay. And another 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥 has also said she'd be very willing to help if you have any questions, or just if you're unsure at the moment about whether ESB is right for you, or the MBA program. She's up there, but she can't attend today. I can forward this slide on to you afterwards if you're curious. Okay. And now I'm going to hand over to my colleague here, who's going to talk about the MBA part-time program.
Thank you, Emma, for handing over to me. Good evening from my side as well. I want to introduce the MBA International Management part-time to you. With a main focus on strategic management, sustainable business management, marketing, digitization, and leadership, which is mainly similar to the MBA full-time. But, Emma, next slide, please. As the name already gives the information, part-time, in contrast to the full-time, our program is only on weekends. So the classes are on Friday afternoon and the whole Saturday. So in total for 30 weekends within 4 semesters. So the study takes 24 months plus the time for the master thesis. And overall 4 blocks week, 1 for each semester. Another difference to the full-time program, which is an all-English program, the part-time is German and English. And the fees for the program are 14,750 euro plus the semester contribution and the costs for the study abroad. We do not have an industrial practicum, but we have a part which you have to study abroad. How is the part-time structured? So in semester 1, we do the foundation with basics of market-oriented management and accounting, as well as international negotiation skills. Semester 2 and 3, again, foundation and specialization. We have some details in the next slide later on. Semester 4, we do a specialization on business integrity and law, and a specification with electives for individual profile development. Finally, in semester 5, you write then the master thesis. What is our target group? We have students which are professionals in permanent employment with an international outlook, and at least you need a 2 years professional experience. What is the curriculum in detail? So in semester 1, where you get 20 ECTS, we have market-oriented management courses, managerial financial accounting, negotiation across borders. In semester 2, you learn details on economics of firms and markets, business finance, strategic management, sustainability management. Semester 3, leadership, organizational behavior, digital business, and entrepreneurship. Additionally, for semester 2, 3, and 4, we have a total of 4 electives, including the study abroad, which also is considered to be an elective. In semester 4, you have business process management, simulation, and international business law. And overall, it gives you 90 ECTS for that 5 semesters. This is the selection of all the electives for individual profiling. So we have economic policy, sports management, business development, some examples, supply chain management, advanced law for managers, behavioral finance, strategic implementation. So not all the electives are in each semester, but overall that selection will be covered in total. We have a blended learning concept on the MBA part-time. So the lectures during the weekends are on-campus lectures. We have contact seminars throughout the week, which are either via Teams or Zoom, which are in the evenings. Each subject takes you overall approximately 15 hours, and maximum 8 lectures per semester are at weekends. As I said previously, we also, you have to study abroad during the MBA part-time. So we have partner universities in Canada, Croatia, France, India, Luxembourg, Netherlands, South Africa, Korea, and the US. So the classes will be between 1 week and 4 weeks. So it's absolutely tailored to your current, to your life, to your business life, so which fits perfectly into your life you can choose. You can network with professionals in other countries or with other countries during that stay abroad. Overall, what are the admission requirements you need to fulfill? So you need a completed university studies, mainly it's a bachelor degree, at least an undergraduate degree or equivalent from a foreign university, which must be recognized in Germany by the Studienkolleg Konstanz. You need a 2 years professional experience. You need a successful aptitude test in the context of an online interview. You need a German and English language proficiency, German C1 and English B2 level, according to the European Framework of Reference for Languages. In contrast to the full-time program, we have 2 intakes a year, one in March and one in September, and the deadline for submission is the 15th of February or August for the winter semester, respectively. If you have a question on our MBA part-time program, you can reach us out at ESB MBA part-time at Reutlingen University, or you can send me an email directly. Thank you so much. So if you have questions now, we are open to answer them.
Okay, great. Thank you very much to everyone involved. And yeah, good advice. Let's jump into the Q&A session. Yeah, let me start with the first one, actually. Just follow the list. Question is, hi, for duration, it says 2 years plus thesis. What is the defined time for that? I suppose that question is how much time they have for the thesis, if I understood correctly. Anyone?
Got that time.
I think it says for part-time. Yeah, it's 2 years. If it's 2
Oh,
years.
part-time. Okay, so the duration for the master thesis is 4 months.
Okay, 4 months. Great. Thank you very much. Now this is, I think, for everyone. Do you offer model of study now, pay later? I think it's for both program relevant.
Okay. Study now, pay later. No, but we do have the possibility that you can pay in installments. Unfortunately, you have to have paid, at least for the MBA full-time program, you have to have paid the fee by, for us, the 1st or 15th of August.
Okay.
So for the part-time, the semester fees or the 14,750 euro are divided by 5. So each semester you have to pay 2,990 euro plus the admission fee per semester. So you do not have to pay the total amount at the very beginning, but semester by semester.
Yeah, and for full-time, so each semester you have to pay 3,002.
Okay, clear. Thank you very much. Now, this is a question again. What is the average career stance of alumni enrolled? I suppose what is the average, this job experience of the...
Before starting both MBAs.
I think it's for both programs because it's not specified.
Okay. For the MBA full-time, I can say it really does. Some go up to 20 years. We've had with just 2 years experience. It depends every year on the candidates that apply. But on average, I would say around about 7 years.
Okay.
As an average for the part-time, we have around 3.7 years of professional experience, but we have a broad variety between 2 years and currently 15 years of professional experience of our students. And in addition, I want to mention mostly all of our students do have non-economic background. So they are IT colleagues from IT, biologists, chemists, and so on. So.
Great. And as you have just mentioned this point of the background, we have just received the question also regarding that. So does it matter what students studied at the undergraduate level? So is specific background required? Let's say start with part-time and then with full-time.
No.
Okay, great. Emma?
So no from me as well.
Okay.
It's a generalist MBA that we're offering. So it's not a problem if you have absolutely no business. In fact, it's probably preferred if you come with a technical background. But we take candidates with all bachelor degrees.
Okay, perfect. Then there's two similar questions. I will combine this. So 2 people ask actually regarding the GMAT, whether it's compulsory and whether it's a way to waive it, this requirement. So let's start with Emma.
And we do get this question a lot.
Good.
As I said, perhaps it wasn't so clear. If you have a bachelor's in a business-related degree, and it is equivalent or has an equivalent good German grade, so 2.5 and above, then we can consider a GMAT waiver. Or if you have a master's in business-related, also. There's no specific grade needed for that, just if you have a master's in business-related.
Okay. Okay, clear. All right. Now the question is, I think it's for both. The question is, what is the relevant job experience? What do you define? What are the criteria to be counted as a relevant job experience? Let's start with a part-time.
Well, it must be 2 years after the bachelor's degree. And we can only consider it consider it full. So if you worked 1 year with 100% after the bachelor's degree, it's 1 year. If you only have 50% job position, it's not a full year. It must be work experience after the bachelor's degree, no matter what. Except the practical courses in the industry or working student, we cannot consider as a full professional year.
Okay, clear. Emma, would you like to add something to that?
Exactly the same for MBA full-time, and we can't accept with less than 2 years, so 24 months work.
Okay.
There's no value add to our MBA program. We're looking for people with a little bit of experience that can contribute to the cohort and to the class.
Okay.
If there might be more questions, you can ask 𝘱𝘢𝘕 and read about their backgrounds later on before they came to start learning.
Yeah, but actually you would also, Lee, if you could tell us also about your to address this question from your side, what would you say regarding how much work experience did you have when you already entered the program?
Regarding work experiences?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I think I had 3 years working experiences when I applied for the MBA full-time at ESB. So I worked 1 year in management. I was working as operational director assistant, so managing financials. And then I changed my career track. Actually, I worked 2 years as a cabin crew. I was a little bit concerned when I applied. I thought, okay, this is not really. I have 1 year full-time experience in management, financial management. But I was a little bit worried about if my 2.5 years cabin crew career and experience would be considered. And I think, I think I really appreciated that, as Emma and Pia said, no matter what experiences. And I think it also makes sense because cabin crew work experience, I worked on 2.5 years on international flights with 300 passengers on each flight from different cultures, different countries. And it really enhanced my interpersonal communication skills. And that's a very important part for my current career as well. I can definitely tell that. So I really appreciate this, flexibility of your career experience before applying.
Great. Thank you very much for sharing that. Yeah, that's really cool. Thank you very much, Pia, Lee. All right, let us move now to the next question. Question is for part-time program. Is there any content-wise difference with regard to the study abroad options? We cannot hear you, Pia. You are muted.
Talking about the study abroad, did I get that correctly?
Yes.
Yeah, so as I said, we have various partner universities, and in the partner universities, there are different specifications. And depending what is your preferred specification, you can go to this or that to this or that partner university.
Okay, right. Clear. Thank you. All right. The next question is this Constance verification similar to UniAssist verification? The process.
I'm not sure how to answer that, really. UniAssist takes the whole process and does it for you. The only thing that we require from 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘳𝘃 is verification of your bachelor's degree. So it narrows it down basically to that. So before you apply or during your application, you will send off your bachelor's degree separate to us, send it off to 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘳𝘃, and then you and we will receive notification and an equivalent German grade on the certificate
Mhm.
that validates your international bachelor degree. Perhaps Lacan can say more. He's been through the process of what he had to do. I'm not sure if you're able to join us, Lacan.
Yeah, I think he asked to answer the questions within the chat because of some connection issues. But maybe Lee, I would like to ask you. I think it was the same for you, right? This you used the Constance verification, maybe, or you didn't?
Yes, I did. So
How much time did you need? I mean, for the reply that your degree is fine, if you remember.
So only Constance or also including the APS?
Oh, you needed also APS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm from China, I forgot to
Yeah.
mention that at the very beginning. So I also applied APS. If you have to apply for APS, I would say at least plan half a year in advance, because the APS process will take 3 months. So you need to get an appointment there first, and then after you got your APS assessment, it will take 3 months to get a feedback. So at least plan that for half a year. And then regarding the Constance, yeah, I did that as well, but I think that was relatively fast. And I remember I got my offer even though I couldn't submit my Constance in time. I wrote email. I said I applied for the Constance. However, I haven't got the certificate. So I just sent my application, and I think the admission committee understood the situation, and they granted me my offer in order for me to book my apply for my visa and a ticket and book my ticket. So yeah, it didn't take too long, but it did take, I think, 3-4 weeks at least.
Mhm.
If I remember correctly, it was in 2016. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I asked if you remember. But yeah, great.
I just wanted to add plan in at least 6 months, because what's happening now is Studienkolleg Constance, if you need APS, they are requiring APS as well. So
Okay.
the very first thing, if your degree is from India, Vietnam, and China, is to apply for APS.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning also these countries, Emma. I was going to also that it's not for everyone, but just for a small group of countries. Unfortunately, additional bureaucratic step, but yeah, quite doable also, as you can see. Lee did it. You could also do it if you need it. So, are internationals allowed to work full-time? So let me take this question maybe as a rule. As when you have visa, for example, study visa in general, it already says that you can work part-time, so 240 days, 20 hours per week. It also says that you could work full-time, but only for 120 days. This is how bureaucratically, officially it states. When you get your, so to say, this card in Germany, your visa card, if you would like to call it, and also it's followed by this green small letter, which is called Zusatzblatt, and then it's written. These details are written there. But yeah, Emma, or also Pia, would you suggest generally students working full-time during these programs? I mean, during part-time, maybe yes, but yeah, during full-time study program, Emma, how doable it is?
No, I wouldn't recommend, and maybe Lacan is writing in the chat, and Lee can certainly say how intensive the full-time program is. No, I wouldn't recommend. But also in the full-time program, you're working towards your company placement anyway. So it's completely theoretical, and then you will be aiming towards joining a company, and then you will get you'll be earning a wage at that point. But in terms of how busy the MBA full-time curriculum is, no. I mean, you can do a couple of hours. You can also work as a student assistant. We've had a couple of our students doing that, but then you can regulate your hours to be more flexible.
Mm-hmm.
Agree that, Lee?
Yes, I fully agree with Emma what you just said. Exactly. So in semester 3, that's the company-based project, right? Company placement, where you have the flexibility of working for 3 months or even longer. in combination of your thesis, depends on your contract and your plan. So that's considered as like a block of working time. However, during semester 1 and semester 2, personally for me, it was not possible to work because the program, I have to say, the full-time program of the full-time MBA program was very, very intensive. I remember our classes started at 7:50 every day, and it was almost full a full day except for Friday. We had to read lots of essays and to do lots of projects, oral presentations. And yeah, so from a time perspective, I think it wasn't really feasible. And I personally wouldn't recommend it either, because this program, I mean, of course, there are German students as well, and it's easier for them because they don't have to learn the language. But for me, I used all my, like a not part-time, the time which were of spare time to learn German. So for me, it was a much more valuable investment than working somewhere, because yeah, in semester 3, you would need a relatively good level of German knowledge in order to get a good offer for the company placement. So I would recommend to use your spare time in language, not to work somewhere.
Very good advice. Thank you very much, Lee.
Welcome.
All right, great. And for the part-time, I suppose.
Sure, all our students continue working full-time, so they are already in their profession and they will continue it.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you very much. All right. The question also is, to what extent is the digital marketing covered at these MBAs? Thank you. Let's start with part-time.
We have a certain digitization in our classes, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, I cannot give you a detailed percentage on that.
Okay. Thank you. Emma, would you like to add something to that?
We cover it in the core business modules, but then you also, as you'll see, have the choice to go deeper into that area when you choose your specialization courses in the second semester. Mm-hmm. So you're quite flexible in terms of what your background is and what you want to go into, what you want to prepare for in terms of your place.
Mm-hmm. All right. There was a question actually regarding whether there is opportunity with ESB to do the agricultural courses like agribusiness. Okay, is it covered to a certain extent there, or?
I don't believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I know.
Yeah. Okay. At Reutlingen University, no, not that specific.
Okay. Thank you. Can you please mention the sponsorship association once again? I think it was a question for Emma because she showed some associations, I think.
Do you mean the... Can you repeat the question?
The question was, can you please mention the sponsorship association once again?
Corporate partners.
I suppose so.
Yeah, I'm going to just put the slide up. These are our corporate partners, and they provide a lot of the finances for any extra activities that take place at ESB. And we have a lot of industry experts coming in to present from these companies as well. You also have the opportunity to write your thesis with any of these companies. But currently, this is the list of our sponsorship partners.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And there's a question, can you please mention startup support options? And then Lacan, I think, addressed also to a certain extent that there is a startup incubator program that can also fund best ideas. Would any one of you like to add a bit more on that opportunity?
Yeah, we have a center for entrepreneurship, which is an offshoot here at 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥 University. And they provide startup advice. If you're interested in getting your own startup up and running, they can help you out. They can coach you through it. They offer sessions in and around entrepreneurship, and a lot of their courses are integrated into the curriculum.
Yeah. Okay. So final two questions, and then we can call it a day. The question is regarding whether there is a extra application fee, and do students have to convert their GPA manually, or maybe someone else does it for them? A question for both of you.
Do you want me to go here? Yes, the GPA will be converted when you get your bachelor's degree verified. If you're talking about, so that's all we need. When you send it off to Studienkolleg Konstanz, and in certain cases APS, we get the equivalent GPA, German GPA, on that certificate. Yeah. And what was the first question?
The second was whether there's any extra application fee.
No.
Okay. For part-time is the same?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. And the last question for today is, how fixed is the job placement component?
How fixed is the job placement component?
Yes.
Talking about MBA full-time. It is fixed. If you have a certain amount, we can, in certain situations, if you have perhaps over 15 years experience, or you want to try and stay in your company or return to your company after a year, we can look at you not doing the company placement, however, just writing the report. So this answer very much depends on your situation and how much experience you have, that much.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Emma. So the board is clear, and which means that I need to share now my thank you slide. So yeah, Emma, Pia, and also Lee, thank you very much for your contributions. And I said, always valuable to see also different perspectives that Lacan also brought up. As long as he could, he still tried his best. Yeah, so dear attendees, if you have more questions, any follow-up questions after you digest this information, for example, to part-time programs or full-time programs, get in touch with Emma and Pia. So they will help you definitely. Also, Lee suggested to follow her on LinkedIn, so maybe don't bother her too much, but whenever you have time, but if there's any specific questions regarding alumni, and maybe get in touch with her as well. And if you have general questions regarding studying in Germany, of course, there were a couple of questions regarding visa also, or any scholarship questions, etc., etc. Of course, you can get in touch with us. Also read our articles, because there we make a deep dive into those topics, and maybe you have no more questions when you read the articles. So once again, thanks a lot also to attendees, of course, for your interest and for sending in your questions. Emma sent something. Yeah, Emma sent her email. I will just quickly copy it. Yeah, in the chat, so that you can also see it. And yeah, the recordings will also be available on our YouTube channel, and there you can once again take a look and think about your questions. Thank you very much, and have a nice rest of the day, and hopefully we'll meet each other on our future webinars. Take care, and bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Georgie. Bye-bye. Take care.
Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.